It's Saturday morning and I'm going to get groceries. I'm not going to the supermarket or a grocery store though. No, I'm driving over the river and through the woods in the middle of a blizzard at about 20 miles an hour in order to get to some random person's house where there's a cooler in their front yard hidden behind a bush, where early in the morning, under the cover of darkness, an Amish farmer from Pennsylvania smuggled food that is otherwise illegal to buy in New Jersey that I had ordered about 6 days ago through a private membership-only website, and I'm just going to pick it up now. So why am I doing this, might you ask? Good question, and that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. So, I've arrived at the drop-off point, and the cooler you can see right over there. In a few minutes, I'll get out of the car to go brave the snow and pick up my food, but first it's time for a little discussion. First off, I just want to be clear that this is not for fun. I'm not trying to be cute to make like a fun little video for the internet. These are the lengths I legitimately go to in order to be able to find good food near where I live. I do this every other week, the frequency at which the farmer drives up to New Jersey in order to drop off orders. Specifically, one of the reasons why I do this is because raw milk and raw, unaged dairy products are really illegal in New Jersey to sell. There is literally no store in the state that I can go to in order to be able to buy raw milk. There have even been pet stores that were raided by the feds as if they were drug dens for selling raw milk designed for cat and dog consumption. I'm not kidding. Kids from my high school are dying every year due to heroin overdoses, yet the authorities somehow find the time and resources to be able to raid pet stores selling raw milk for animal consumption. It's really seriously penalized, and if you knew someone who sells raw milk, you'll protect their identity better than you would your drug dealer. Seriously, it would be easier for me to go into town and find heroin than it would be for me to find someone who knows someone who sells raw milk. Anyway, that's one of the main reasons why I'm here. Raw milk isn't illegal to possess or consume in New Jersey, it's just illegal to sell. The only way this works out in the first place is because I signed some 8-page agreement that establishes the farm as a private membership club, which somehow creates the legal loophole necessary for the farmer to be able to sell me raw milk in Pennsylvania, deliver it in New Jersey, and still not get arrested during this process. It's that crazy. Aside from the whole raw milk thing, another reason why I'm doing this is because the quality of the food that I can get here is incomparable to what I can find in pretty much any other grocery store. For example, the butter they sell here is actually yellow, which means that it has a very high vitamin A content, which means that in turn the cows were fed hay that has a very high chlorophyll content, which means the cows are very healthy, which means the butter is very healthy. Most cows don't eat really high quality grass, which is why butter that you typically might find is white. Butter is a potentially significant source of vitamin A, which is extremely important but also very hard to get in most other foods. I've tried the butter at pretty much every store in a 20-mile radius from where I live, and nothing compares to the quality and the taste of this butter. Another example is that the fresh cream he sells literally is so thick that you have to scoop it out of the jar with a spoon. You can't pour it, unlike most cream, which is very liquidy. I'm not exactly sure what that means, aside from it has a higher fat content, and therefore a higher fat-soluble vitamin content, but it's absolutely delicious regardless. My last example is the eggs. Contrary to popular belief, egg yolks are actually orange, or at least they're supposed to be. If you go anywhere in Europe, the egg yolks are pretty much orange, but in America, it's commonplace that they're pale yellow. This paleness reflects a lack of vitamin A. Are you seeing a trend here? But either way, it means that the chickens are not particularly healthy, they're not given particularly nutrient-rich sources of food to eat, and moreover, it means they're not given free land to pasture on, picking at the bugs and insects in the grass, which contribute largely to the health of the chickens and the health of the eggs in general. So when you see vegetarian fed on your egg packages at the local grocery store, this is actually a problem. Chickens are omnivores. Like all birds, they're descended from dinosaurs, and most birds eat primarily meat. At this farm, though, the egg yolks are bright orange, and it's really hard to find egg yolks that are this color in any grocery store. I think there's about one brand of supermarket eggs that's this color of orange, and the eggs are like $8.50 a dozen. I could go on and on and on with examples, but I think you get the picture at this point. You might be thinking, okay, so the food is really great here, so what? The crazy thing, and this is not something that most people think about, is that this food isn't particularly good. It's how food is supposed to be. If I sent you in a time machine back before the 1800s, all of the special foods would be commonplace back then. Seriously, there's nothing really that great about this farm in particular. The real crazy thing is that food everywhere else is of such poor quality that the normal food that they sell here seems luxurious and of the highest quality. Eggs are supposed to be orange, butter is supposed to be yellow, and the cream is supposed to be thick. So why is it that everywhere you go, the butter is white, the eggs are yellow, and the cream is runny and liquidy? What's going on here? For one thing, this is one of the reasons why people are so unhealthy in America. Even if they try to eat clean and avoid junk food, the groceries that you can get in the store are so woefully devoid of any significant nutrition, it's no wonder that everyone's health is categorically falling apart in this country. So unless you're willing to spend your Saturday mornings and your hard-earned money driving through the woods in order to pick up some food from the cooler behind some bush like it's a drug deal, then you're really going to be finding very poor quality food for the most part. So I just picked up the food from the cooler, and while I didn't want to bring the camera out there because it's freezing and snowing, I just had to show you what this butter looks like. Do you see this? Like, it's almost orange. So this is why coming all this way was worth it, and I am super excited to have some of this when I get home. The point that I really want to emphasize here, though, is that normal food is supposed to look like this, and it has looked like this from the dawn of time up until a couple hundred years ago. So that's all I have for now. Hopefully, this discussion gave you a good idea of just how hard it is to get truly good food in America. We'll explore just why that is, what the implications of this are, and what you can do about it in future videos. Thanks for watching.